President Trump has come out and said that the United States and Iran has finally reached an agreement. Trump has said that the United States and Iran had productive decisions and discussions. A deal has been reached to move towards ending hostilities. The Strait of Hormuz would reopen following implementation. The agreement would serve as a barrier to Iran obtaining a nuclear weapon, and further negotiations would continue regarding nuclear issues and regional stability. While Trump has announced the agreement is essentially completed, Iranian officials have publicly suggested that some details and timing are still being finalized. Pakistan has come out and said that this deal will be signed on this coming Friday. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to DMCB Media Global News. Tonight, we are covering a major developing story out of the Middle East. President Donald Trump has announced that the United States and Iran have reached an agreement that can bring an end to months of conflict and potentially reopen one of the most important shipping routes on Earth, the Strait of Hormuz. As always, tonight's goal is to focus on facts, verified information, and responsible discussion. This is a rapidly evolving story, and some details remain disputed between the United States and Iran. So let's begin with what we know. Earlier today, President Trump posted on Truth Social announcing what he described as a completed agreement between the United States and Iran. The Strait of Hormuz would reopen, and the agreement would move both nations away from direct military conflict. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most important waterways in all of the world. Roughly 1/5 of the world's oil supply normally passes through this narrow channel. Any disruption there can impact fuel prices, shipping costs, and the global economy. The announcement immediately drew worldwide attention. While President Trump presented the agreement as largely complete, statements from the Iranian officials have been more cautious. Iranian representatives have indicated that negotiations are still ongoing and that certain aspects of the agreement remain under discussion. This doesn't necessarily mean the deal is collapsing. Diplomatic agreements and disagreements often involve public messages from both sides that differs during the negotiations. However, it does mean that many of the reported details should still be viewed as provisional until formal documents are signed. So why does the Strait of Hormuz matter? Let's talk about why everyone is watching the Strait of Hormuz. This waterway connects the Persian Gulf to global shipping lanes. Oil exports from multiple Middle Eastern nations pass through this route. If shipping is disrupted, oil prices rise, fuel prices can increase, global supply chains can experience delays, insurance costs for shipping companies can raise dramatically. That is why markets around the world are paying close attention to this announcement. We all have experienced the rising fuel costs, the rising costs of groceries. Several reports suggest a formal signing ceremony could occur in the coming days, with Pakistan saying this coming Friday. If that happens, attention will likely shift toward verification measures, nuclear negotiations, regional security arrangements, economic sanctions, and shipping operations. Many analysts believe the next 30 to 60 days could be crucial in determining Whether this becomes a lasting agreement or merely a temporary pause in tensions. As we all know, this is the 39th time that President Donald Trump has come out and said a deal has been reached or is within days just for that deal to fall apart. So the next several days is very important to see if we follow the same pattern or if this is a lasting deal. For now, the world is watching. We'll continue monitoring developments and provide updates as new verified information becomes available. So what are your thoughts? Will this agreement hold? Could it reduce tensions in the region? Let us know in the comments and live chat. Thank you for joining us again. My name is Dennis, and this is DMCB Media Global News.